Hello dear traders, petar.jacimovic here. I hope you're doing good, and I want to do the update on my previous short-term opportunities which I posted on my YouTube channel. And I actually got only two positions for month of July. I got, as you know, I posted both positions. Basically, I was bullish on the gold from 12.13 to L13. This is the price where I entered. This is the area here where I entered the market. My stop loss was about 1%, about 12.0. Here, this was my stop loss original. I went long here based on fundamental aspect, based on market profile, based on the on fundamentals plus technicals and market profile analysis to understand the value and so on. And this works very good, and I'm very proud of this position. I hope that you took good pips here, because this was a very I remember when this drop happened on this day here, that all of the news, price close here. This was a closing price on the daily candle on your regular bar charts or candles, almost closing in the lower portion of the day. And what happened is that all the media, on the internet, you see the gold is going to 12.0, your gold is going much lower, and stuff like that, blah blah. Everyone is speaking the same thing, because they are so involved with the price and they don't get a picture about the value for itself, the statistic approach, the fundamental approach, together with the price action. Because in the professional trading, I actually became professional once I realized that it took me a lot of years to actually gather these pieces of the puzzle to create one strong methodology based on fundamental approach, technical approach, and based on statistic. You need to understand the fundamentals, what drives the symbol you watch, the currency pair you trade, or commodity you trade. You need to organize your portfolio. So it's a very actually in-depth, very serious and not easy at all job to do like a professional trader. Professional trading is actually not so exciting. Once I realized professional trading is more doing the homework, doing the fundamental view, understand the economy view, then watch for if there is something created on the chart to actually time your fundamental analysis. Once you do that, I'm using the profile mostly together with regular charts, to find support resistance on the regular chart. But my technical, speaking of technical analysis, market profile, it giving me a very good clue about the values, the point of controls, about the aggression of the participants, and so on. So it's a very it's the thing which is very impressive with this professional approach, and I'm using this. This is my main let's say main collecting main type of chart, where I collect price on this way, to organize on this way, basically, because most of the traders don't know actually what's a market profile. They say market profile is something back in years ago, which was traded on the futures and so on. Market profile is absolutely a very powerful way of collecting the price, because you have a much more clues of what's going on actually with statistics and with distributions, or with values and point of controls, and also with watching the buying selling tails or aggression, watching the single prints. All of these stuffs you cannot find on the regular chart, and this is the thing which is basically very where the market profile got advantage over the average, let's say, type of chart, which is a candlestick chart or bar chart or line chart. Because this we speak about here, it's all about the numbers, it's all about statistics, and you need to understand the economies to understand actually the symbol in your trade, and you actually need to have created. This is why I offer on my mentorship program, so the complete course, where I teach you from the scanning phase. I have a dashboard created when to always be when there is something happening, and then to do the research and so on to see if that can be a potential setup. And I teach everything from the scanning phase, to the fundamental analysis, watching the different economic indicators, the leading indicators, and and then the lagging indicators, to understand the world economy, to understand the U.S. economy, Europe economy, and so on, the China economy, to always be actually in any time that you actually have a clue of what's going on in the countries, specifically, the U.S. economy is very, very important. But I teach you all of this, also to doing the spreadsheets, to calculate the risk of distributions on your symbols, to calculate the EDR distributions, and so on and so on. So you need basically a very, 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 very big knowledge and right knowledge to actually get before actually you even think about become professional trader. Professional trading is not about I have a few moving averages on the chart, I will buy when the 20 cross 50 or stuff like that. This is how the retail basically lose money. You must know in depth the symbol you trade, the economy you trade. You must actually know the time horizon you trade. You must know statistics on the different time horizons. Is it in your favor or against you, or is it in favor of the broker? If you trade the specific time, specific time horizons or time frames, let's say. So you actually need to understand pretty much the whole concept of this business and what this business is about. And it's a very, very hard work. And I told you, for me to discover all of these stuffs, to speak with a lot of professionals in my recent years and so on, it was a very long way. I spent maybe about 10 hours a day in past 8 to 9 years trading forex. But actually first 3 to 4 years was only trying to find actually what's the real, what's not the real. It was like going from other systems, from one system to other system. It's one country, but I was so away from the actual reality that it's not about a system. It's not about technical approaches only for timing and to understand. And then I realized that there is a statistical approach to the market, and even the market profile we use in the technical aspect, it's basically based on distribution or auction process, which is also the statistical method. So we actually have a very, very in-depth process when we position ourselves, and it's all based on statistic. The values is also statistical approach, distributions. This is all complete methodology, starting from the everything again, scanning phase, fundamental analysis, creating the understanding how the price behavior, specific symbols and currency pairs. Using the risk distributions, using the to calculate the risk and potential reward, and psychological patience. We need to have a very big patience to understand. And I told you, if you remember, when I took the position at 12.13 on the goal, I told you that probably waiting time will be 3 to 4 weeks. What actually happened is exactly. So I was exactly right, actually in the time, and actually also in the position and the timing of this buying the gold versus dollar. Okay, so this is how professionals work. I will not say this will be always like this, but I say that my average reward is 3 times larger than my risk. So it doesn't matter. I can be a 50%. I can have a 50% win ratio during the year, but I will still be good on portfolio in the plus, because my winners are 3 times larger than my my bad positions, in average. So the reality is like that. You don't need to have a large win ratio, or that's not the point. It's in point that when you earn, you earn 3-4 times larger, 2 times larger than your risk. That's the point, in terms of that aspect. So many things actually, once I discovered where is the problem between this retail stuff. And one of the problems also I want to speak is actually many nonsense on the internet. Too many indicators, too many systems, too many educators who created their fancy systems to sell actually in marketing. It's it's the way they actually not trading. They actually trading just to have something going in the background, but they actually selling you stuffs. for a few $1,000s they're selling you the systems, which they have their own coders which create these fancy systems and fancy stuffs, and then you know, and you will be you're amazed, everything is colored there, systems telling you what to do, what's going on the market, and and stuffs like that. So you must know that reality is that I can teach you without, you don't need to spend anything on any stuffs. Okay, basically the profile, this profile chart is the only thing you should spend. It's only $50 lifetime ownership, and this is created by M12 member basically. So but people will tell you, yeah, you need to have this platform and you need to pay $300 a month to have the profile on the forex, and you need to it's not about that. It's basically what you need right now is the knowledge, is the right knowledge, okay? And I can explain in my 2x course exactly every phase in depth, okay? Every phase, including technical analysis, scanning phase, including creating the spreadsheets, understanding the risk distribution, the ADR distribution, and so on and so on. It's a very, very big subject. And then you can approach on the same way like the professionals do on the basically on the desks in the banks, in the hedge funds. So that is the one big approach. Everything else, whoever tell you differently, he is a liar or he's selling you the dust. Okay, and there is actually 90% of the guys on the internet and the companies which are actually registered companies which are actually educating you something, but they actually are educating on the dust. Okay, so these are what I'm doing here. You see the real calls, and you can see my journal Forex Factory. I always post before happening everything that you gotta point what's going on, and you see the difference between 90% of the public and systems and stuff showing you this is a big downward trend when the goal was 12-13, and that with our analysis, and understanding the value in technical sense, understand the fundamental aspect at that stage and the reason behind this drop and all of these stuffs, when you put together, we actually position it totally opposite from the 90% of the traders, and that's why we made success. And usually I know when I take position and then I see that public is like 90% opposite, I know that they have a good chance to win, because these guys are far away from these guys based only on the price. When the price is going lower and they move averaging showing lower, they will only watch for sell, and stuff like that. But that's in professional trading totally opposite. And there is many things. There is a conflict of interest between the brokers and retail traders and professionals, and about running the agency, running the the broker. So there is if you know what's your field, and if you know that there is no conflict of interest, that you can basically make success, and you can very, very you can become a professional. And I can assure you that if you're willing to learn, that I can teach you, and that you need a practice. I will not tell you the immediately know, because you need to do spreadsheets for yourself, you need to understand the profile and to go and to get experience on that. But let's say after a few months, okay, after a few months, if you're really working few hours a day, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, in these few months you can create your base, you can create your spreadsheets and everything, and you can put the charts, you can organize the charts, and stuffs, and all of these stuffs I will explain on the mentorship program. You will be ready in about few months, to actually be prepared to establish your portfolio, basically start to to take the ideas on the market and to position yourself. So there is no shortcut in this business, but I will tell you, you can lose years and years going from other educators who claim that they will teach you the price action, blah blah stuffs like that. They will teach you different price supply demand zones. They will teach you all of the same things. They will teach you volume analysis, stuffs like that. Forget about that. It's not about that, and this is a far away from reality. Ask them, Can they do the risk of distribution? Can they do the ADR distribution? Can they explain you the fundamentally how you actually organize? Can they explain you how you organize currencies? Ask them if they can show you what's the profile is. They actually know how his profile is based, you know, and what's the actually benefit of trading technically watching the profile and values. Can anyone explain? Because they cannot explain you this. They will tell you it doesn't matter, fundamentals are not matter, profile is not matter, you know, what's the matter is the price. But price is the last thing which will move, guys. Price, what you see now, is reaction and reflection of actually what happened in the past. How to explain you that is that price will move the last, because the first the opinions must change. Okay, the positions must be entered or exited, and then the final thing is actually what you see the reflection, the price. So I will tell you one thing: price by itself is basically lagging in the nature. You got that? Because it's moving, because a lot of things will happen before that you will see the reflection, the price. You got a point. So if you wait the price for itself, my God, you are far late. You're far late. That's not the professional way. Okay? How I entered here buy. You know, how I entered here buy. Price was lower. Everything was trading, and it was a, if you call that trend, with quotes, you know, all averages and stuff on your regular charts and templates of the regular retail traders, and even someone who claimed that they're professional, it was down. You know? But I'm not involved with the price. I'm involved with actually what's reality, why this happened, why this symbol has happened, where the value is, you know, where the point of control is, you know, what is the current economy, you know, and current sentiment fundamentally, you know, and so on and so on. And then once you get a picture of what's going on, you say, this is a good opportunity to try to buy. Let's buy it, let's pay. Our stops are actually not based on the price action at all. So we do the calculation, you know, we do the depth calculation of volatility and so on, and we base stop loss. So we are not weak traders. That's a professional approach. You don't want to buy here and place stop just below swings and stuff like that. God Lord, this is a just terrible way to trade. So many aspects actually the retail trade lack. But the key thing is actually they don't have a right knowledge and right education, or they even don't want to have. They want a shortcut always, because that is in the nature. The people will go with the path of least resistance. So I can tell you, it's not easy job, okay? But once you learn, you will know for a lifetime. Then it will be beautiful. In a few months after you master to collect information fundamentally, to understand the technical aspect, to watch the profile, and once you get it, you will enjoy. And your trading will become boring, you know, because it's not exciting. We don't trade, you know, every minute, every single minute in the 5 minutes chart and stuff like that. We position ourselves, you know, on the larger time horizon. We wait for a few weeks, even to 1 month to 2 months, but we wait for a good reward, and we understand the fundamentals, and we understand why we established position, and we're going for at least 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. Also, if someone wants intraday trading, I can teach you how and when. Very important. When also is good to trade intraday, and when it's terrible to trade intraday forex. You know, you need to know also when is the good time to actually even try to trade intraday, and when is terrible time. And all of these stuffs I actually explain on my program in details. Okay, so the recap of this is I took about 5,000 pips on this one, closed in 1260 last week. This is my closing price. Some of my students still hold position, which is also okay. They can hold also for a few weeks more and so on, but their stop loss, basically they move stop loss at this point where I basically closed. So, you know, you can take one free, you can let for more, depend of the continuation of the price. This is pretty much very promising. You know, values are shifting higher. This is a good trend in that sense in terms of value. So that's all I care. So that's all the goal. But what about EuroCAD, bro? What about EuroCAD, guys? EuroCAD long position triggered around 1.4 540 and 1.4 560. I trigger it there. Okay, the same thing. EuroCAD 1.4900. I mark this target. That will be my target for this idea. That was a 1-3 ratio. Okay, you see the same thing, but I bought EuroCAD, I bought the goal, and they both ended. EuroCAD actually ended today, closed 1-3 ratio. I also wait for 3 weeks, for a few weeks this position, and I took a good. And this in percentage, this was a 3% move in the EuroCAD, and I took good percentage also on my capital. So another good opportunity. So I only got these 2 positions from July. Okay, and right now I'm in searching mode basically, and I'm observing market and watch to see if there is anything interesting. So 2 positions, both went 1-3 ratio. That's it. That's it for whole July. But that's a very good return because I took a 1-3 ratio, so on both positions. And just one simple example is if I risk 1%, if you risk 1% on this idea, your original stop loss is 1%, you will take 3% on portfolio on gold and 3% portfolio on EuroCAD, you will actually be 6% in plus on your portfolio. If you took 0.5, then you do the math basically. It depends on your sizing and your exposure, which is also one of the things we speak on the mentorship program. And I explain you also in depth about the leverage, what is the optimum leverage to trade, to don't be in conflict with the broker and still be able to catch the good volatility and benefit of that. So many things. It will be all. I will not, speak here for an hour and so on. This was an update and my actual kind advice to actually help you to actually avoid 90% of the, I can say, absolutely I must use war crabs, because they just selling you the dust, and stuff like that. If you run really what's really professional approach from the from the bottom to the top approach, then you can contact me. I'm able to hold a mentorship program right now, so feel free. Add me on the Skype. I will put my Skype username in the description of the video. Feel free to subscribe my YouTube channel. Feel free to comment and so on. That will be all. I wish you good trading and cheers.